Okay, let's unpack this. We got a lot of requests for a deep dive into the upscale real estate market in Jamaica. So we've pulled together quite a bit of research that goes, way beyond the usual tourist stuff. We're really zeroing in on where the wealthiest residents actually live. We're talking executives, diplomats, maybe even some celebs, expats.
Yeah, it's a really interesting picture when you dig into it because, the research shows that wealth across the island isn't just one thing. It looks different depending on where you are. In Kingston, it might be about being close to the action, the economic hub. Along the coast, maybe more international flavor. And then the Highlands. That's different again. Retreat, cooler air.
Exactly. That's the key thing we need to break down today, right? How these different areas define luxury living. So let's start where most of the economic power is concentrated. Kingston, the capital. What's the flavor of luxury right there in the city?
Okay, so Kingston definitely has the highest density of, let's say, elite neighborhoods. But they're not all the same. They attract slightly different kinds of high net worth people. Take Norbrook, for instance. That always comes up.
Norbrook, yeah. Seems like one of the addresses. What really defines it based on the data?
Norbrook is really built around, the modern professional, the international executive. Security is huge there. Big modern homes, often architecturally quite striking. And it's central, relative to the business district. So if you're an expat exec, maybe a senior business leader who needs that easy, secure commute and top tier finishes, Norbrook's usually the first look. It signals corporate success.
Okay. And Cherry Gardens. Geographically, it's close, but does it draw the same crowd?
Not quite. Cherry Gardens feels a bit more established. Maybe older wealth. While Norbrook might pull in that, high-flying corporate type, Cherry Gardens seems to appeal more to, say, senior government folks, diplomats, maybe successful local entrepreneurs, people who've earned these sprawling private properties. Very green, very serene, almost suburban, but still right there near the city.
Ah, okay. So private elegance versus corporate efficiency, that makes sense. But the research also shows this interesting trade-off, doesn't it? Where people might trade a bit of that immediate city access for a view,
Whoa.
which brings us up into the Kingston Hills.
Oh, absolutely. The status symbol really shifts once you get some altitude in Kingston. Look at Jack's Hill. It's famous because it's not just high up. It offers this commanding, almost strategic view over the whole harbor, the business districts down below.
Sounds like a power view almost.
Exactly. It's known for being exclusive, very tranquil, but a lot of the value is tied right into that specific vista. Properties there, everything from super modern villas to huge estates, and right near there you've got Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills, yeah. The name says a lot, doesn't it? Synonymous with those grand homes, high-profile residence, attracts people from entertainment, business, politics, looking for that mix of exclusivity, security, and, well, visual status.
And then if someone's looking less for that overseeing the city vibe and more for a cooler retreat that's still near Kingston, the data points towards Red Hills and Stony Hill. They offer that cooler temperature, that natural seclusion. Red Hills feels a little more maybe rural. You see artists, retirees there sometimes, people wanting big gardens, that kind of thing.
And Stony Hill takes that seclusion idea even further.
Yeah, generally. Stony Hill is often more secluded, more tranquil. It draws professionals, expats too, who want luxury but also really value that cooler hill station climate. The focus shifts there, less about looking down on the city, more about being in the mountain landscape.
Okay, so if Kingston is about balancing views and access, then Mandeville, over in Manchester Parish, that seems to take the whole retreat idea and just run with it. Moving away from the capital's intensity, what defines luxury in Mandeville?
Mandeville is really distinct. It's completely separate from the capital's pressure cooker and also from the coastal tourist scene. It's known for that cool, temperate climate, beautiful green scenery. Luxury there is really about tranquility, privacy, a sort of traditional elegance. It seems to appeal a lot to successful locals, retirees, people wanting a quieter life.
And the neighborhoods reflect that calmer approach.
They really do. Places like Grove Park, you see these consistently elegant homes, big properties, gardens kept just so. It's a high standard, but very intentionally low-key. Then you've got Ingleside, also very prestigious, known for privacy, beautiful architecture, sometimes historic, lots of greenery.
Romelia sounds similar. Stylish homes, comfort, elegance. Seems like the status there is more about quiet confidence, not being flashy.
That's a great way to put it. Quiet confidence. And Top Hill kind of reinforces that. People seek it out specifically for the cooler air and the views, that serene, picturesque setting. Mandeville offers this very distinct, almost generational type of Jamaican luxury. Climate and quiet heritage seem to matter most.
Okay, let's completely shift gears now. Head to the coast, where luxury meets international resorts amenities. Montego Bay and the North Coast generally. This feels different.
Oh, it's very different. This region is heavily influenced by international demand, high-profile buyers. When you talk Montego Bay, Mo Bay, you have to start with Spring Farm. It's incredibly desirable. Why? It perfectly blends those amazing direct Caribbean sea views with being right next to world-class golf courses and luxury resorts.
That sounds like a magnet for international money.
It is. The residents there are often, big business figures, international expats, sometimes celebrities, people who want grand homes and easy access to the airport for international travel. Contrast that maybe with Reading. Reading is more about pure waterfront. Really desirable properties right on the water, many with private docks, direct beach access. It's more of a water-focused lifestyle, maybe for executives, affluent retirees who want that tranquility.
Now, what's interesting is the Trial Club near Mo Bay. That's not really a neighborhood in the traditional sense, is it? It's a different model.
It absolutely is. Trial is unique. It's this prestigious, fully gated community. It's basically a resort compound, but with private luxury villas, world-class golf. It's designed for the absolute highest level of privacy and security, a completely self-contained enclave for the ultra-wealthy. It's as much an investment property, often with high rental returns, as it is a home.
Got it. Okay, moving east along that north coast,
Yeah.
St. Mary, Ocho Rios area, the coastal luxury continues, right? Tower Isle comes up.
Yes, Tower Isle is definitely a favored spot along that stretch. Prized for beautiful villas, waterfront properties, again, often with private docks, beach access. Kind of a similar vibe to Reading, maybe. And in Orcabessa, the Gibraltar area, known for luxurious homes, really dramatic coastal views, attracts affluent folks looking for privacy and exclusive setting, often with that direct beach access.
Okay, now let's jump way over to the western tip,
Yeah.
Negril. This seems like yet another distinct flavor of luxury, the West End specifically. Less formal, maybe, more about that raw, natural seclusion.
Grill's West End is famous for it. Those exclusive cliffside properties. We're talking villas perched right on the cliffs, incredible sunset views over the sea. Often they have private pools practically carved into the rock, maybe steps or ladders going right down to the water. It's a very dramatic, very visceral kind of luxury.
Wow, that's quite a contrast, isn't it? From being, minutes from the financial district and cherry gardens to needing steps carved in a cliff to reach the sea. Tells you a lot about the range here.
It really highlights that premium on unique natural settings. But Negril also has the more traditional beach luxury, right? Along Norman Manley Boulevard, the Negril Strip. There you find upscale condos, beachfront villas, easy access to that famous 7-mile beach sand.
And for people wanting beach, but maybe quieter than the main strip, the data mentions Bloody Bay.
Yes, Bloody Bay is north of 7 Mile. It's definitely the quieter, more secluded option. Luxurious beachfront places, but favored specifically for tranquility, calmer waters, beach relaxation plus exclusivity.
Fantastic. Okay, so we've mapped out the where and the different neighborhood whats. Let's try to connect the dots now on the people and the actual properties. We mentioned expats. Is there anything specific about Jamaica's regulations or investment climate that makes it particularly attractive for wealthy foreigners compared to other islands?
That's a really important point, especially for that North Coast market, which sees so much international interest. Well, beyond just, tax considerations, which always play a role. Jamaica has a relatively stable political environment. And the process for land transfer, buying property, it's generally seen as more straightforward than on some smaller islands. Plus, the sheer size of the local economy and market means there's liquidity. High-end real estate isn't just sitting there. It's seen as a fairly reliable way to preserve wealth, maybe grow it.
And what are they actually buying? These local and international buyers, what do the properties look like?
Right. It's varied, definitely caters to different tastes, but always high-end. You see luxury villas, big places, custom finishes, private pools, those essential views. Then you have estates. These are huge properties, maybe multiple buildings, extensive grounds, things like tennis courts, serious security, guest houses. the works.
And in the denser areas,
Yeah.
or maybe along the coast where space is tighter.
Right. There you find very nice, spacious single-family homes, also townhouses, often in gated communities with shared pools or gyms, and crucially important in Kingston especially, luxury apartments. Modern buildings, very secure, premium amenities, concierge services. For people who want less upkeep, maybe lock and leave security.
Okay, and let's profile the buyers again, just to summarize. Who are the people living in these exclusive spots?
It's a real mix. You've got your local business executives, successful entrepreneurs, highly paid professionals, doctors, lawyers, engineers. Then that strong group of expatriates, often from the US, Canada, Europe. They might be running international companies, NGOs, or just investing.
And we shouldn't forget affluent retirees, right? Drawn by the climate, lifestyle. And definitely celebrities and public figures seeking privacy, especially in those gated places near Mo Bay or the secluded hills around Kingston.
Exactly. It's this diverse demand that keeps the high-end market so dynamic.
So pulling it all together, what does this mean for the current real estate market trends? It sounds like resilience and growth, especially at the top end.
Absolutely. The key trends are pretty clear. Property values in these upscale neighborhoods keep rising, driven by both that local wealth and the steady international and diaspora interest. You also see a real surge in development projects, new gated communities, luxury apartment buildings, upscale resorts popping up, all aimed squarely at this affluent market segment.
So it sounds like high-end property isn't just a lifestyle choice. It's really a core investment strategy for many.
It really is. Buying luxury property here is increasingly seen as a solid way to preserve wealth, maybe grow it, especially if you factor in potential rental income from high-end tourism lets.
And there was one interesting forward-looking trend mentioned in the analysis, a growing focus on sustainability.
Yes, and that's a sign of a maturing luxury market, I think. Affluent buyers are more and more looking for eco-friendly features, things like solar panels, rainwater harvesting, energy-efficient appliances. It seems like the modern definition of luxury is starting to include, integrating responsibly with the environment, which in Jamaica is spectacular.
That brings us nicely full circle. So to sum it up, Jamaican luxury seems defined by this tension maybe between security, exclusivity, and needing that connection to stunning natural beauty. Whether that's the harbor view from Norbrook or a cliffside pool and a grill, the value is tied to that environment.
It's fascinating, isn't it? The data really suggests that the affluent consumer in Jamaica, whether local or foreign, consistently puts the highest premium on that natural beauty, the big views, the ocean access, and achieving privacy, tranquility. It seems valued even above, say, sheer density or traditional city convenience sometimes.
So if we think bigger picture, does this strong emphasis on secluded natural beauty hint at maybe a longer-term shift, where maybe environmental quality, not just economic power, becomes the real driver of global luxury real estate?
That is definitely something for you to mull over or maybe explore on your own.
Okay, that's it for this deep dive.